chaps, welcome to Feral Friends, the very first episode of a new series I'm doing where I meet interesting and wonderful people from around the world that I know. So today we're going to be starting off with Mr. Andrew Loveridge from AfterMidnight Productions. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm very well. I'm now concerned that you've said you're looking for interesting and exciting people or something like that. I should leave.
Look at you, you're already interesting.
Wait for the interesting, exciting person to turn up.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Let's get down to business. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and why have I got you here?
Well, my name's Andrew Loveridge and I'm a film director, and Ben kidnapped me, and that's why I'm here today. What you can't see is my legs are bound. It's a little bit 50 Shades down there.
Okay, it's cool. Tell us about AfterMidnight Productions, your company.
AfterMidnight Productions is my very small production company that specialises or sort of geared towards making short horror films and various other things that I find interesting and like to do.
Yeah, you've got a music video on there as well.
Yeah, we're sort of expanding out. Our first project we made, which I'm sure we'll get into in a moment, but yeah, we're expanding out into making music videos and stuff like that. I've been doing music videos for years, but this is the first one that's been done under the After Midnight bracket. I'm sure there'll be a nice link below to watch that music video.
Scroll down. Not yet, at the end. Okay, cool. And we've also got you on here to talk about your film which premiered last year, I believe.
Yeah, it's quite a while ago now. It premiered in October.
And it's called Nyctophobia. Lovely poster there. Might try and zoom in on
its
that.
full title, Nyctophobia, noun, and I forget what the fuck it's called now.
But yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, something Nyctophobia-esque. If you can find it on Internet Movie Database and stuff like that, and again, it's now available on YouTube to watch through the official After Midnight channel. Again, scroll down at the end to give it a watch. We'd love to know your feedback, and we'd love to have people involved for the next film. We're making lots and lots of short films over the summer and autumn this year, so if you want to get involved, drop us a line if you're an actor or if you want to help out being the crew. Our doors are always open for everybody, as long as you can take working with a psychopath such as myself.
Okay, so Nyctophobia, tell us a bit about it. What is Nyctophobia?
Well, Nyctophobia stands for, or its meaning, I guess, is an irrational fear of the dark or of darkness, which only slightly plays into the narrative of the film. It's just a very cool title. But it does play a little bit into it. We do have one character in the film, the villain, I suppose, or the ghost character, starts off at the beginning of the film being incredibly afraid of the dark and is tortured by darkness, I guess. So it does play a little bit into it. And the film is set on Christmas Eve, and it's about sort of a bumbling thief character who gets ordered to break into this sort of legendary building that's supposed to be under renovations to steal a bottle of vintage wine. But he's down in these creepy gothic basements and realises he's not quite as alone as he thought he was going to be. And there's a predatory spirit that still resides down there that sort of doesn't take too kindly to its inhabitants being intruded by this sort of character.
Sounds very festive. I'm sure it'll be in the Christmas top 10.
Well, it's funny you say that, because we took a lot of inspiration from the M.R. James sort of ghost stories for Christmas that used to air on the BBC during the 70s and 80s, and one of them ended in the 60s, I believe. And they weren't, even though they aired on Christmas Eve, they were never sort of about Christmas. So we thought it'd be really funny to try and sort of pay homage to that a little bit and do one that's openly set at Christmas and stuff like that. And so it's one of the things where, like, we thought as a marketing technique as well, if people remember it as the short film that was set at Christmas, you know, every Christmas you watch the same like crap films over and over again. Everyone goes like, yeah, it was Christmas Eve, let's watch The Grinch or The Muppets Christmas Carol. And so rather than watching like a good film, they just sit down there and watch, you know, fucking Jingle All the Way, put that cookie down, watch that one. So we thought, well, we might as well throw our hat in with that sort of crowd and have a film that's set on Christmas that people would just watch just because it's Christmas, regardless of the quality of the film. Just watch that after they've watched Jingle All the Way for the 6th time.
So I can ask, where did you get like the inspiration for this? I mean, was this something that happened to you? Is this based on a true story? Did you break into somewhere to get some vintage wine?
No, it's all based on a personal experience. No. My friend Alan Keane, or A.M. Keane as he likes to go by, is a published author of horror and fantasy novels, and I used to work with him a little bit, and I said to him one day, like, I'm really looking into doing a horror film. I've never done a horror film, and I'd just like to know if I can make someone scared, even if it's just one person, which I know is true because it scared the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So at least I succeeded in that way. But I asked Alan, because he's a writer, said, I really want to do a horror film, and you're a horror writer. So we sat there looking at each other for a couple of days going like, you're a horror writer and I want to make a horror film. Okay. And after about 2 weeks the penny kind of dropped and was like, okay, we're going to make a horror film, let's do it together. You write it and I direct it, and that's how it all came about really. And I guess a lot of it came from when we got the location, when we got the green light to film in the location, which is a supposedly legitimately haunted location underneath the streets of Northampton. And it's one of the oldest parts of the town that survived the Great Fire of Northampton. I've never heard too much about the Great Fire of Northampton. I'm not sure if just someone sort of was having a bit of a barbecue or something like that, but apparently this is one of the only surviving sections of Northampton town centre, so it dates back to like the 11th century or something like that. So you walk down there and there is an atmosphere down there, whether or not that's ghosts or goblins or ghoulies or whatever you want to call it, but no, it's just a really fun location, and once we got that we could put the story in place and sort of what could we bring from the location into the narrative. So the script was basically plotted around the different rooms and the different objects in there that we could play around with and know we could capture and highlight the location more than anything else.
So correct me if I'm wrong, you did describe yourself as a sort of a psychopath to work for.
Oh, absolutely.
I heard a little story earlier when we were having coffee upstairs about you, the main guy from Nyctophobia. You put him through some pretty rigorous environments.
It's not necessarily the lead, but my friend Ben Latcham, who I try and put in every film. I do like to. I wouldn't say Zoe, my partner Zoe, who's the makeup artist on the film, thinks I like to torture him a little bit, which is only a half truth. I like to stretch him out a little bit and put him through a little bit of a workout, because I don't want him to ever get too comfortable with what I'm doing. But yeah, we ended up putting him in different things. If you watch the film, the ghost appears in the film in pretty much every scene, even though half the time he's sort of in the background out of focus or the camera whips past him quite quickly. It would be funny to hold a competition actually and say like, oh, who can spot the ghost in right amount of times, but he's in there pretty much every scene, keep an eye out for him. And so as we was filming it, we was just trying to figure out different areas where we could put him in, and one of them was this horrible sort of dank, I don't know really what you could call it, but it's sort of like a cove or something like that. It was really small, tight and stinky, and I was like, Ben, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, give him a fucking hole. So he climbs over and gets in this hole and creeps down waiting for it. So waiting for this tiny sliver of a shot where the camera might pan around and catch and sort of see like a glimmer of him. But we didn't use it. So as we was filming it, I was like, oh no, we'll put you in somewhere else. So it was in this hole for like an hour and we never got to, it was never filmed. But half of me was thinking like, maybe I was never going to actually film it. Maybe I just wanted to put him in the hole for a bit.
Fair enough, that's fair enough. He's paid to be there, that's what you use him for?
No, he wasn't paid at all. No, he wasn't paid. Everyone else was paid lovely handfuls of cash, but Ben Latcham was paid in, I think we paid him in food. I think he got more than his fill worth with the jambalaya that we made one night, but that was pretty much
starving actor.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't eat anyway, he's just basically consumed coffee and paper, because he's a writer, so he's just eating coffee and paper, raw coffee. And
raw
paper, yeah.
Nothing on it.
But you can't cook paper anymore. It goes all bitter. He tried it once, I'm sure.
So Andrew, any future plans for After Midnight Productions?
Yeah, we've got lots of stuff in the pipeline. We're actually filming our follow-up to Nyctophobia next week, which probably by the time this is edited and on the YouTube, probably be wrapped in the editing stage itself. So you might be seeing that one sooner rather than later. Also, in the next couple of weeks, filming a new music video for the Joy Kill Collective, which is always going to be a pleasure. We've done a lot of work with them before, and it's always a great pleasure to do some more stuff with them. This one might have a big secret celebrity involved, which don't tell anyone who it might possibly be. And also filming a documentary series, or a documentary episode for my friend Alan, who's, as I mentioned earlier, wrote Nyctophobia. Since Nyctophobia sort of came out, there's been some weird sort of happenings in regards to his novels. So yeah, we're interviewing some different people about that, and it's quite unnerving, the sort of the weird supernatural stuff that's going on with that. So that's gonna be fun. We're just finalising getting some physicians and some doctors involved to sort of discuss about that for interviews. So
Brilliant. Cool. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I've got a clip to play at the end after we've said our goodbyes. Are you okay with that?
I can introduce the clip if you want. This is from Nyctophobia, and this should be, if I send Feral Boy the correct clip, this should be the scene where our thief gets locked into the Gothic cellar network of the Masons building, so it sets up the tone for what's about to come after.
Make sure you're wearing a spare pair of underwear. This thing scared the crap out of me when I watched it. I could not do it again, ever.
Shit. Hold on. Merry Christmas. Don't fret. I'll be back soon. Try not to misbehave till then. Merry Christmas to all. Hello? I know someone's down there. Doors don't open by themselves. I'm not playing games. Not tonight. I'll give a count of 3. Then I'm locking this door. 1, 2, 3. You won't be alone tonight. Oh, you certainly won't be alone. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Okay chaps, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit a like, hit a share, hit a subscribe. Check out Andrew's website in the bottom and also YouTube channels, both all in there for Nyctophobia. For the next one, hopefully soon this month, who knows. Thanks for watching, and as always, later! So, what's your favourite month?